Welcome back to the Wolf Builders channel, lads. We're freaking absolutely smashing out the decking. That's what this video is about today at our renovation jobby. Look at this, the boys have been doing all the hard work, all the hard yards, smashing it out. You can see with this, we're using a 140 by 20 Quila decking, premium, of course, grip shed on the bottom to let the airflow in between the joist and the decking timber. Now we're going with a picture frame system. You can see, look, oopsies, don't do that. Picture frame system that comes around the outside, and that just finishes the border off really nice. Now, once I came here this morning, I actually spotted a little issue. Now, we built this deck in such a way that we'll have a full board sitting hard up against the decking here, the cladding. So all our decking is pretty much calculated off that, so we can have a 10 mil, 15 mil, well 12 mil gap there, and that's full boards all the way along. Oh my fucking god. Anyway, okay. Oh, I couldn't stand it. Dry. Hey, look at Mikey.
Look at the way he stands.
You guys are dry. We've got full boards all the way along, and obviously we've got two sort of different sections here where our border board comes around and through. Now, unfortunately, the way the boards land is, this is just me being freaking fussy, I guess you could say. This board isn't quite a full board that runs in with our border board with lots of boards there, but what I'm actually going to get I want this board that runs through here to be a full board. I don't want to have to do a 10 mil chick out like that and rip it down. No one probably ever going to notice that, but what I'm going to get the boys to do is just trim this back, this miter board 10 mil back, and bring this whole border out 10 mil. The issue with that is now our perimeter board that sits here normally has a 10 mil overhang. It's going to have a 20 mil overhang, so we'll have to pack this out 10 mil as well, which is fine. We'll just put some rippings on and then screw that through. But that way we have full boards pretty much everywhere, and it's just going to look much better. It's just the small details like that sort of go a long way, even though the boys have to pull it off a little bit. But hey, at the end of the day, we want to make everything look perfect. But yeah, what I'm going to do is get the boys just to continue smashing this out for the day, and then I'll probably be back on Monday, and we can run through a few tips and tricks on exactly how we get our perfect miters, I guess, our screw patterns, why we're placing our screws in on the border and all that sort of stuff. So, the heck! I hope you guys enjoy this one. It's a goodie. Everyone loves to lay a deck, especially women, so.
Morning. It's your boy, Magic Mike. I just want to do a quick explanation video of how we set the boards for our picture frames and how we get a nice even gap between our boards. So first thing I did is I mark. I get like an offcut like this, or like this, which way I'm going, and I measure. I put another offcut this way, and then put this one on top, and I use my ruler or a 10 mil packer to get this lip to exactly 10 mil or close to it, and I do it at both ends, right here and all the way there, and I get this little this corner here that will dictate where my short point is for my 45, and then I do it at the other side, and I chalk a line, then I measure and cut it, and this one had a joint because it's a bit too long, and then boom, that is where our 45 starts. And if I line this up like this, and this should be like that, and then 10 mil lip, and this like this, boom. And it's gonna go all the way there. So what we're doing is I do the outside one, then I do one this end, and we butt all our decking this way and leave it long. In the end, we'll cut it with a check saw, put our last one so it's nice and straight. But yeah, and to get our boards because what we like to do is we like to set up like border boards that has the exact like size between the picture frame and our border board, so we can get our gaps in the middle like perfect. So what we like to do, since we calculated this deck to have around 2 mil spacings between each board like this, we measure, or I calculate how many boards. So say we do every 5 boards, I'll do border board. So 144 times 5 is 720. So it will be over, for example, will be over here. Then this board will go all the way to the end, screw it down, and then we fill in, get the gaps right. Next one will be another 720, 720. So all our boards will be have a nice even gap. And we calculated already, so we won't be left with a little dingy bit at the end. So it'll be a full board at the end. If that makes sense. Yeah. So let's get cracking.
Two heads where they usually entwine.
So now we got all our border boards marked, right there, all the way there. I'm gonna start off with another the end picture frame here, so all our boards can butt in, and then overhang. This way it's faster, so we're only cutting one side, and then that's how Dave likes to do it. So we'll do it that way. So butt it in all the way, cut the end. Yeah. So I just got this measurement the same way I got this one. So I marked it there, as you can see. Very nice. And I just chalked a line there just to follow it, so I know I can get my 10 mil lip. And then all the way there, and I did about 10 mil gap away from the brick, just so you don't see any of that as you look down this way, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I'm gonna screw that off, and boom, we'll start laying some decking. Shoo. So I just screw the first couple screws. We're all going 20 mil away from the edge, but for the picture frame, the border board, it's gonna be a 40 mil in. So I want to get some fixing in there. But there's a board here and then a 10 mil gap. So it was 40, 20. Like I did all those. Boom. I'm gonna go off and screw off this rest, and then I can start cutting boards.
Through the fallout, come away. With every mutation will embrace.
Okay, so a little bit off camera, I'll be just starting on my borders. So I got these ones, so I can have a consistent pattern, and at the end I'm just gonna do a long off cut that way, going that way, and then chop it off after. So I'm gonna screw this down, and then boom, then the boys can come in and start filling everything in. Ew.
Through the fallout, come away. In the still.
Sweet, so as you can see, we pretty much nearly friggin' smashed this deck out, but we're just going to reiterate a few things with the decking system and how we like to get our decking boards nice and straight, and all our screw holes, all our screws in a nice perfect line and the correct distance away from the edge of the board. So we'll start off with our picture frame. So you can see our picture frame system that's come in through here. You've seen in the previous video how we blocked and stuck another joist in so we can have fixings for the edge of our decking boards, and then also our picture frame, which looks really nice. And that sort of wraps around like that. Now you also see we've got that picture frame system happening on our our foundation. I don't know what I'm calling these, but let's look at this crazy stair set, man. This took a lot of thinking and trying to get right, but we've got that picture frame system that comes in and around. It looks really good. Mikey's finishing this off today. We've got to put a little ripping in, but yeah, trying to figure this out, trying to get our ground clearances right and all that sort of carry on was a major. So the next thing we've got to sort of think about are the spacings between our boards. Now you've seen that in the previous video how we calculated the actual frame size of this deck and the way we wanted to finish a full board against the cladding. Now we use that calculation, that 144 spacing for our decking board, and we times that by say 5 or 6. We then parallel that at each end of the deck, right, and chalk a line. We'll screw that board off all the way through, and then we'll fit decking boards in between that one, and then wedge it out. So what I mean by wedging it out is we get these wedges, and in between our two fixed points, we wedge the size of the gaps out like this, and then we go through and we use this compass and a straight edge, and we go like this, and that way we're reducing any pencil marks on the deck itself, and we get a pinpoint accurate spacing from the edge of the board for our screw line. And now that's pretty much it. That way we get our nice straight screw lines, spacings, straight boards all the way along. I will say the reason we do put our fixed board in and then wedge in between is to keep the boards nice and straight. We don't want to be pushing all our decking boards up hard, because what can happen is over time all the boards that you stick on, they're not perfectly straight, so you'll get a hump here and a hump there, and then by the time you work all the way down here, your deck looks like an S. So these little bits and pieces help the overall look of the deck, making sure things are nice and straight. But I hope you enjoyed, and in the next video we'll probably discuss the stairs out the front, discussing heights, our risers, our treads, our platforms, and how we sort of figure all that out. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Make sure you click the like and subscribe buttons, and yeah, stay tuned for the next one. Peace!